Do you ever wonder if what you're doing in your life is what you're supposed to be doing? You ever wonder if that's what you were born to do? I think oftentimes there are signs that will either confirm that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and there's signs that are going to confirm that you're doing exactly what you're not supposed to be doing. And for me personally, being in the car business for about 25 years, there's that old saying of, how you feel on Sunday night should give you a good understanding of whether or not you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it got to a point where I was filled with anxiety. It wasn't just on Sunday nights, it was almost every night. And I was always stressed out. I was starting to have some health issues. And so for me, it really came down to understanding that although I'm good at this, although I love the people that I get to interact with and get to lead, it just started to feel like I have a bigger life purpose, and just selling and fixing cars, making a lot of money, buying stuff, getting cooler cars, buying more expensive watches, and doing all those things that once used to distract me long enough to be able to keep doing what I'm doing, really started to not have the same effect that they once did. So going on fancy vacations, doing all those kinds of things, buying bigger homes, having cooler shit, that stuff started to carry a lot less weight. And those things, like I said before, were great distractions. I started to feel like they were more of a trap than anything else. And so I want to talk briefly about the trap. And the trap, I believe, without getting political or too philosophical, it's not really your fault or my fault for falling into that trap. The draw is so strong. It's the most addictive drug, I believe, currently out there. And I think that a lot of us are caught in this trap. And so I've been spending the last 3 or 4 months working through not having a job, not getting back into the industry that once afforded me so many nice things. And that's not because there's a lack of jobs or opportunities, there's plenty of those. But I want to take some time off to reflect, and I'm grateful that I have the luxury to be able to do that, and to support a family that understands where my head is at. And so I've been taking this time off to figure some things out. And one of those things that I've been able to work through a little bit deeper than in the past is this idea of a trap that we're all in. And this trap is, it's kind of like a hamster wheel, if you will, or a circular diagram, which really starts with the things that you want in life. And so we all want nice things, and we want food, shelter, all the basic things as well. But you started a job and you're making, I don't know, $40,000 a year, $20 an hour, whatever it is. And that income allows a certain lifestyle. Get a raise, change jobs, you get more education, and now you're making $60,000 a year. Well, maybe that extra $20,000 now affords you a little bit of a nicer place to live. Maybe you can drive a nicer car. You can afford a higher monthly payment, possibly. And maybe instead of going to this place for vacation or staying within the country, now you can afford a yearly trip overseas somewhere. And you get a taste of how nice those things can be. Which there's nothing wrong with. That's just who we are. And then you get another raise after a year or two, and now you're making six figures and you're in the big leagues. And it just keeps happening. And so as you taste nicer things, naturally you just want even nicer things. And before you know it, you and your partner or yourself, maybe you have kids, maybe you don't, but you're in a situation now where you're making the most money you've ever made. You have the things that you've always wanted. And if you were to look back, even a few years when you're making 40 grand, you look back and say, wow, I've come a long way. And you're grateful for what you have, and you're grateful for how far you've come. But you want more. And in the culture that we're living in right now, which is all about grit, all about hustle, all about grind, it was all part of that trap. And those types of words in that culture usually is spoken by our heroes and the people that we want to one day be like. And they just shared with us what they had to do to get to where they are. And ultimately, even then, the mega rich, they still want more. And so I've just been spending the last 3 or 4 months thinking about that idea and that concept and the vicious circle that that creates of, because I want more, I need to work more. And by working more, it makes me want more. And so the image I have kind of in my head is, you've got this great job, you're making a good amount of money, you have a beautiful home, you have a couple beautiful cars. So you finish your job that you worked your ass off at all day. You had to stay late because that's what's required. Your car that's parked in the lot is a dream car that you've always wanted. You get in this car, you drive home, pull up to your beautiful house, maybe have something to eat, maybe have a workout, maybe watch something on the TV, and then you go to bed. You wake up and you do it all over again. And because the stress typically associated with higher paying jobs, you need a relief, or what I call a distraction from the job, and so you have to buy bigger and better things. And I'm speaking from experience. This isn't coming from a place of judgment. This is just coming from a place of realization and self-discovery for myself. I've had the Porsches, had the nice homes, had the great vacations, have the watches, have the clothes, have all the stuff. But the feeling you have when you're finally doing exactly what it is that you were meant to do, and when you remove the stressor or the thing that is causing you to need a distraction, When you remove that, what happens to the distractions? If you have pain in a part of your body and you need medication to remove that pain, when you fix the pain, the cause of that pain, do you still take the medication? Do you still need to take that medication? If you've dealt with and treated the actual cause? I don't think you do. So if you remove the stressor, you don't need the distractions. Why is it that so many of us continue to deal with that, understand that it's a stressor that's causing us to want more distractions, and we'll keep doing that? Well, even if you hate your job, you need the money. You gotta pay bills, you gotta take care of your kids, you gotta take care of your family. I don't have all the answers, but I just wanted to provoke some thought. And maybe that'll cause us to at least be looking with a different perspective and start us on a different path that will lead to us removing that stressor or that thing that requires us to have bigger and better distractions. And if we can start there and take the first few steps, who knows where that could lead.